just be selfish. Even Steph Curry, who I love, can be, hey, it's my ball. Stay away. And so I've said with Tatum, I look at the Celtics as a great team. And he's their most versatile, talented player. But he's not always their best player. And I'm not even sure if he's their lead alpha. I think Jaylen Brown is. So last night's a great example. 3 Celtics were out. Drew Holiday, Porzingis, and Jason Tatum. And Peyton Pritchard scored 43 and Derek White scored 41. That's what makes the Celtics great. It's not Tatum. It's the team thing. That tells you a lot about the team. In the 70s, the Sonics were great. The leading scorer in their championship year was Gus Williams, 19 a game. The Washington Bullets at the time they were called, they were great. Their best player in their championship season, Elvin Hayes, 19 points a game. Like the 70s was about team construction, good coaching, 1 B++ star. Right? Then Magic dynasties, Bird dynasty, Shaq dynasty, Kobe dynasty, LeBron, Steph, KD, MJ. Then it was the dynasties taking over the NBA. Duncan. It was unbelievably otherworldly all-time talents. You know, guys that are on the all-time starting 5, first, second, third team. What the Celtics are is 70s basketball. Now, they may be the best constructed team ever, but this is not a star-driven team. Last night's a great example. In fact, think about this. When Jokic misses a game, the Denver Nuggets are 10 points less of a team. And they're like under 500. When Steph misses a game, Warriors are 7 points less of a team. I looked it up this morning. Here's another one. When Giannis is out, the Bucks, 500 team, 7 points less as a team. When Jason Tatum is out the last 2 years, the Celtics are not only 10-2, they're 8 points better without him. So you're trying to tell me he's Steph. You're trying to tell me he's Giannis. You're trying to tell me he's Jokic. The team's 8 points better when he leaves. In fact, last night's the first time in Celtics history 2 guys scored 40-plus points. Tatum and Brown have never done it. So it's like telling me Brock Purdy should be paid like Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Mahomes. Jason Tatum's really good. But the story last night is what they are. They are a master class in roster construction because Danny Ainge is a personnel savant, and so is Brad Stevens. Back-to-back brilliant GMs. Howie Roseman level. Aggressive, smart, risk taker. Stevens is brilliant. He's too smart for college basketball, probably. And Danny Ainge is brilliant. How many teams has he taken to the showers over the years? And they've constructed, I mean, it's like they beat the NBA apron. Like they have a cheat code. They have more good players than everybody. I mean, Peyton Pritchard dropping 43. The hell's going on? No other team's got a guy like Peyton Pritchard going to win 6th Man of the Year dropping 43 when the star's out. So Holiday's out, Porzingis is out, Tatum's out. They got 2 other guys that can go 40-plus. So it's not a criticism. They're like the 70s team. They're not Shaq and Kobe. They're not Steph and KD. They're not MJ and Pippen. I mean, they're not even Duncan, Parker, and Manu Ginobili. They are the greatest roster constructed team with the most depth, arguably ever. If in the 70s, they would have been the team that won a 2nd or a 3rd title. But they're not beating Shaq and Kobe. They're not beating Michael and Scottie or KD and Steph. That's not what they are. And so I just thought it was great last night that I've been saying this on and on. You are trying to get me to put Tatum in this group with Jokic and Steph and KD and LeBron, and the numbers are 10-2 and he doesn't play. This is the best 1970s basketball team on the planet. They just play in 2024 and 2025. And I think they will beat Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that will be the NBA Finals. The 2 best teams are Cleveland and Boston. Cleveland is a load, but I think Boston, what they did last night is I don't think Cleveland can do that regularly. If Donovan Mitchell's out, it's not the same team. Tatum's out, 8 points better. And so, again, don't confuse contextualization and hate. I love Tatum. He's one of those guys, he'd make every team in the league. He's a tremendous player. I think he's closer to like Klay Thompson. Now, he's better than Klay Thompson. When Klay Thompson was the best two-guard in the league, I had said at the time he's the only player in the NBA you could put on every team. And it wouldn't affect the team. It would just make him better. If you put LeBron, who's a better player than Klay Thompson, if you put LeBron on every single team, it would screw up some teams. Because he in his prime was the ecosystem for every offense. You could just put Klay Thompson on any team in the league and be like, yep, we got the best catch-and-shoot guy, best number 2 defender in the league. And so I think that's Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum is actually closer to Klay in his prime than Steph in his prime. And I think, and you think that's Klay Thompson's a Hall of Famer. Now, I think Tatum's better than Klay Thompson. But Klay fits everywhere. Tatum fits everywhere. But when Klay Thompson took the night off, Warriors were fine. Steph takes the night off, sub 500. It's different. Joe Mazzulla on Derek White and Peyton Pritchard lighting up the world last night.
They were tremendous. I mean, I think with guys out and playing against a really good Portland team, I knew we were going to need to have guys step up. And the way those two play just shows a lot about who they are. You know, they do a lot of the dirty stuff when we're fully healthy. They do a lot of the things, you know, for the team. And to have a night like this where those two can show what they're capable of was big for us. So, you know, we're lucky to have them, and it was a lot of fun to watch them do that.
By the way, before you bang on that Klay Thompson reference, Klay Thompson was a top 5 or 6 defender in the league and the best catch-and-shoot guy in the league, and is going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. So don't give me this, Jason Tatum is better than Klay Thompson. He is. Klay Thompson in his prime was unbelievable. I mean, when you get a nickname as a backcourt, Splash Brothers, when you're considered better than Jerry West and Gail Goodrich, yeah, Klay Thompson was unbelievable in his prime. He can still drop 24 on any given night. Okay, so this happened yesterday. DK Metcalf wants to be traded. J-Mac hit on this a year and a half ago. Got to give him credit. He said, we're in you heard a housing bubble. He said, we're in a wide receiver bubble. We're paying these guys too much. And it's really interesting. So right now, DK Metcalf is $31 million against the cap. And I know he's good. But I was thinking about this driving to work this morning. Jamar Chase wants a year. Jamar Chase played last year. And with Joe Burrow, they couldn't make the playoffs. Justin Jefferson's the best receiver in league history through 5 years. He's never won a playoff game. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts threw for 18 regular season touchdown passes. Until this Super Bowl, the Chiefs had dominated the league, recycling wide receivers. The Bills got better without Stephon Diggs. The only time the Patriots and Brady had a great receiver like an all-timer was Randy Moss. Didn't win a Super Bowl. The last 3 seasons, NFL touchdown wide receiver leaders have a single playoff win. So it's not that I don't like receivers, but I'm going to talk about something that never gets discussed. In fact, I've never seen this discussed, even online. I'm sure it has been. What I like about wide receivers, do they move the chains? Do they get first downs? Edelman with Brady, Amon-Ra St. Brown with Goff, Puka with Stafford, Kittle with Brock Purdy, Dallas Goedert with Philadelphia. They move the chains. I've said this about the deep threat receiver. He's the convertible sports car of the NFL. Useless, flashy fun talked about, useless December, January. So Amon-Ra St. Brown has 73 catches that resulted in first downs. That's what I want. Brock Bowers as a rookie tight end, and the Raiders were bad at quarterback, had 61 catches that resulted in first downs. DK Metcalf had 35 and was also the most penalized receiver since he entered the league. So half the time, because of tantrums, he's pulling you back to 1st and 30 or 1st and 20.